That is posh. Look at that for posh. Last time when me and Mike were trying to do this, we couldn't get anything going. We tried about 3 or 4 times and we're working. So this is something we've thought about. That'll be a really good idea. And we're going to put a weekly, every Sunday at 7 p.m. Obviously, we're a little bit late, but it's the first time using this new thing, so it makes it tricky. We are going to keep everyone updated. What we found is that everybody got behind the plane pull challenge really well, probably the day before we started it. And then when it started, it was amazing, okay? Now, the other thing, we want people to be involved with this one as much as possible. So we want to tell their stories on these lives as well. So we want everyone to see the journey that they're going to be taking to try and support this challenge and to try and raise as much money as possible for Ollie's Army. So we're going to bring them in week by week and things like that. So you can essentially get to meet all of the people who are going to be involved. Then when the challenge actually happens, everybody's going to feel almost like an instant connection. So for anybody who doesn't know what the challenge is, Challenge 4 is called The Journey. Now, The Journey is just about everybody coming back together. Given the fact that we're currently in this awful COVID nonsense, I think by the end of next year, I think, the politicians have said that normality should be coming back around April time. Well, I said April-ish, Easter. I would have thought that this challenge, we will be able to give you specific dates soon. But I think it's going to be the summertime, like June through to say September-ish or something like that. I think that'd be pretty good. And what it's going to be is we're going to have a final finishing point. The one that we've got earmarked at the moment is Media City, which is obviously fantastic, Salford based. And what we're going to do is we have a finishing point in the huge open square. And so everybody involved in the challenge in any different way is all going to come together at that point, if we can, at the same time. Anybody who's old enough to remember it, if you think of something like the Cannonball Run, when everybody's going, that is the aim. So what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to be doing an Ironman. I don't think there's the problem we've got with my challenge now is that I don't think we can go any harder than what we did on the last one. So I'm just trying to make this one a little bit silly. So what we're doing is I'm going to be leaving Great Ormond Street Hospital, and then I'm going to be putting a cycle. Now, normally, if you do an Ironman, I think your cycle's about 120 miles. So I'm going to double it, and I'm going to do 240 miles. So I'll plot the route around. But again, to make it a bit harder, I'm going to do it in a weighted vest as well, because it's just more fun that way. So it's going to be the world's hardest Ironman. I'm then going to get off the bike after 220 miles and run a marathon into the outside of Salford. But I'm not going to take the weighted vest off. So again, it makes it harder. So it's like a next level Ironman. Then Salford Quays, I'm going to take the weighted vest off before I jump in the water and then swim. I've got to learn to swim. That's really important. I'm going to get that. And then I get out of the water, and then the remaining distance, I don't know how far it'd be, 1, 2, 3, 4 miles, something like that. I'm going to pull a vehicle. We don't know what vehicle it is yet, into the finishing point. So that's what we are doing. Okay, that is the challenge. That's my part of it. But remember, I said that I want everybody to be part of this one. So instead of it just being mine, we have set the challenge out to everybody and say, come up with the most creative, insane, fun, difficult, entirely up to you way of getting to that point. It can be, if it's a distance, a timed event, absolutely anything to get there. So the only limit is going to be creativity on that one, because you can come up with anything. So the money that we're raising for, as you know, sticking with the same charity with Ollie's Army. And the last one, everybody came together so well. When the plane pull was actually happening, our live videos went through the roof. The money started coming in. I think by doing it this way, though, we're going to have more people. Everyone will have their own fundraising page, all going into the Ollie's Army pot. So what we're going to do is, instead of just getting the impact of my challenge for the plane pull to raise the money, everybody, if we've got 50 to 100 people all doing it, we've got 100 different pools of money that are going to come together. So that's kind of what we're looking at doing. So for Ollie's Army, I'm going to bring Mike on, and Mike's going to essentially say where the money is why it's being raised, what it's being spent on, also the amount that we must raise, and the fact that it is time sensitive. So we're going to need to make sure that the money is raised by a certain time in order to get the trial going. So just 1 second, here we go. I've got you on, Matt, and I'll do a bigger screen. How are we doing, dude? There we go.
Okay.
Right, why are we raising the cash?
So, as most people know that know us, both Ollie and Amelia have got CNL2 Batten's disease. It's a neurodegenerative disease. And we're raising the money because we need to save Amelia's eyesight and all other children that are eligible that have CNL2 Batten's disease. We need to save their eyesight also. So both Ollie and Amelia have an enzyme replacement therapy every fortnight at Great Ormond Street Hospital. It goes directly into the brain, into an access device into the brain, over a 4-hour infusion, brain infusion. So what the doctors are proposing is there's a small bit of the enzyme liquid left in the vial bottle. They're proposing of using that enzyme liquid and putting it directly into the eye. So they've been doing it on animals, and the animal data has proven that it will save it. Well, it has saved the eyesight of the animals. So it's very, very positive. Unfortunately, this won't work for Ollie. Ollie's now blind. There's no way of reversing that. Unfortunately, it's come too late for Ollie. So we've really got to fight for it for Amelia. Amelia has already showed a little bit of deterioration in the back of her eyes, should I say. So she, it's a real race against time. It's a race against time for Amelia. Ollie went blind at 7 years old. Amelia is now 7. So it's a real brutal disease. It takes everything. It takes all the abilities. I'll explain Ollie. Ollie can now longer, he can't walk, he can't talk, he's fed via gastrostomy tube. He is he's blind, as I've said. He's in a wheelchair. He's 24-hour care. So the treatment that they're receiving now is it's absolutely amazing, and it's changing the quality of life for all the children that are on it. It is absolutely fantastic, but it is not a cure. It is not a cure. So, like now, Amelia's doing fantastic. She's 7 years old. She's going to school. She's walking around. She's playing with her friends, with her siblings. She's, if the swimming lessons were still on, she'd still be going swimming, gymnastics, stuff like that. Now, if she was to lose her sight, all that would change. It would all change. Her quality of life would drop dramatically. And we can't let that happen. We can't let that happen. As a mum and dad, one of our biggest regrets, me and Lucy have said before, when we were trying to get when we found out about Ollie, when he had Batten's disease, the trial for the enzyme replacement therapy had started, but all the places had been taken, and our biggest regret was not fighting for Ollie to get an extra space to get him on the treatment. Obviously, hindsight's a great thing, but it's our biggest regret, because if he got on it, things could be very different for Ollie now. So using that, Lucy started a campaign for this in August, and we knew it was going to be a fight, but we're not on our own. The support we've had is fantastic, including yourself, Carl. What you're doing is amazing. What everyone else is doing is amazing, and we can't thank you enough. Because essentially what you're doing is raising the funds for this treatment, which comes at a price.
So there's the scary bit as well.
Yeah.
What's the amount that needs to be raised, and how much do we have at the moment, say in the kitty towards it?
Yeah. So the treatment is looking around about £250,000, which in the great scheme of things is relatively cheap. I know it sounds expensive, but we don't have to pay for the drug. The drug is already paid for, so it's all the beds, theatre spaces, all other NHS costs, because it's going to be, well, they're saying it's going to be over an 18-month period, and then if it's all good data, the NHS may fund it after that. So
that's like the ultimate end goal, then,
is
isn't
the ultimate end goal.
Was that not the problem that you had originally with the infusion?
Yeah. So with the infusions, we were lucky enough that we got Ollie and Amelia onto compassionate use program of the infusions, and then it came to the point where we needed the drugs company wanted the NHS to buy the drug, and you have to go through a process called NICE, the NICE committee, and originally they said no, so we had to get me and Lucy had to get solicitors and barristers involved, really push for it, because if they were taken off that treatment, it would be I think with Ollie especially, I don't know whether he'd be here. So
I mean, just the amount of that they have to go through in terms of the week. Is it weekly? Is it that they have to go
fortnightly?
Yeah, fortnightly in London.
What we do at the moment, we drive down on the Monday. We leave the house at about 3:30 in the morning. Get to the hospital, get set up. They have their infusions, and we leave the hospital at about 4:30, 5 o'clock. Get home 9ish, something like that. So it's a long day, but you do it every day if you had to.
Yeah.
So it's just got to be done, and it's the kids handle it so well. It's. I think people think, oh, blimey, you're putting your kids through having a brain infusion every 2 weeks. Is it painful? Is it this? Is it that? It's not. It's routine now. It is absolute routine for us and the kids.
Yeah.
The nurses and doctors are absolutely fantastic at Great Ormond Street. And when we're there, they get them set up. Amelia watches her iPad during infusion, and Ollie just falls asleep all the way through it. So it's great. The handling it, absolutely amazing. But like I say, the aim now is get this treatment for the eyesight, and if we can't get it, it's going to be absolutely devastating.
It's got to be done, and it's got to be done as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Well, if the target is 250, what's the amount that's been raised as of yet?
So the amount up to now, I know there's been some stuff today that's happened as well. My little niece, Lucy's sister's daughter, has walked through Poynton with a blindfold on, with her grandma, with her mum, and with her little sister. So I know she's raised some money, and there's been a cake sale, blah, blah, blah. I won't add that into this at the moment because I don't know the full amount. But as of last night, we were around the 47,000 mark.
Amazing.
So it's going good.
Long way to go.
Long way to go. The support, like I say, has been absolutely fantastic. We couldn't do this on our own, so the support's amazing. But we do need to push.
It's a very doable amount, that though. It is a very doable amount. If you think that Major Tom was what he raised 20 mil or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's one person. He got the attention of everybody. But I mean, if the fact that people can see, literally, they can see the child that is going to not lose their vision or their eyesight or anything. It's so much more. It almost seems more real than just doing it. I think Major Tom raised it for the NHS, which is good. You just say it's the NHS, but you can't really put an idea as to why you can't see where the money is physically going to. So we've got to find a way. Go on.
Sorry, I was just going to say. I think with this as well, we're looking at maybe 10, maximum 15 children, maybe that will receive this treatment. But also, it's like now because we fought so hard for the treatment, for the brain infusion treatment. Children that get diagnosed now, they're having treatment within a month.
Yeah,
which is absolutely fantastic. When Ollie got diagnosed, blimey, it was 2000. It was 2 years. 2 years since he started treatment.
That was the damage.
He just lost so many abilities in that time. So many abilities. So it'd be fantastic to get this eye treatment going. And sadly, other people will get diagnosed, but they will have the the doctor will say to them, there's a brain infusion available for you, and there's also an eye treatment available for your son or daughter, which will be absolutely fantastic.
Right, amazing. I mean, so we're basically everyone watching, it has to be done. That's the easy. It has to be done, and we're going to make sure that the challenge gathers as much speed as possible, momentum. It has to be done. So about 47,000 as of yet. Got to raise $250,000, the 250,000. Now, to get everybody really G'd up about it, so to know what some people are doing, I've told you about what my bit is. But it's not all about just doing like the big fitness thing. It's about grabbing the attention of the British public. So there's a couple of different challenges I'm going to tell you because obviously we don't want to be on for ages. If we go for too long, we're going to start to lose a lot of people. So I'm going to probably go through 4 or 5 of the things that are happening, people who want to be involved, and then anybody else who sees this, if you want to be involved, please contact us or contact Mike and Lucy, Ollie's Army. And with your ideas, there's no idea that is wrong. There's no idea. It can be anything at all. So I'm going to bring on one of the guys called Nathan Armstrong. He was with us on the plane challenge. You'll recognise him as the one who always had a kind of monster in his hands for the entirety of the 24 hours. It's hard to stay awake, but luckily 14 monsters will keep you going. He's obviously seen firsthand how hard the challenges get and everything, and what he's just been a part of, one of the big challenges. So he can give us a bit of an insight, but also what he's doing is it's not normal. You'll hear now. Okay, so I'll bring you up. How do? Yeah. Audio all good. I can hear you. That's really good. So go for it. What are you doing?
So me and a group of lads are going to run a 10K dressed as either female superheroes and villains or Disney princesses. Not sure which yet. We'll see.
This is basically just an excuse. Excuse for Nathan to cross-dress. That's what we're doing. So you're going to have to do a 10K run. So this is what's really good, though. That means that the great British public will get to see at that point when I'm doing my bit. How many do you reckon we can get? How many people do you reckon would do it? The 10K Disney princess run.
Well, I think we've got 10 so far.
10. So we need more. You've got 10. Because if you want to see how we're going to get it into the public eye, 10 fully grown men dressed as Disney princesses running through the centre of Manchester, that will do it.
Yeah.
With the 10 Disney princesses, we've actually got another one. He's actually one of the students of mine called Dan Brew. I'm going to try and get him on next time. He's trying to do something similar, and it's the T-Rex. Everyone's seen they're like morph suits, but they're the ones that got a fan in them. So it's about 13-foot Tyrannosaurus Rex. And he wants to get 10 people doing that, also a 10K. So it wouldn't be the same as Nathan. I would have thought it'd be from a different position, again, so we can get the eyes of more people, and all coming together. Now, we've also got a third one, which is another dress-up one. Everybody just wants to dress up, it would appear. And this is Debbie from Formby. Now, she's going to bring she's got like a big drama studio. So a load of her little students, they are going to do a walk from Formby, which is really long. All the kids, all dressed as mermaids. So we've now got mermaids coming in from one side, 14-foot T-Rexes from the other side, the cross-dressing army from the other side. That's pretty amazing. We've got some people doing some other crazy stuff as well, though. So we've got a lady called Emily Chadwick. Now, her dad is the guy who gave us the plane for the plane pull challenge.
Right.
Now, this is a really nice part of it because she now wants to get involved. Yeah. And her dad is also thinking about getting involved with this bit. They are going to do a cycle. And bear in mind, I know how hard this is. A cycle from Strathhan, I think it is. It's in Scotland. And it's a 220-mile cycle from Scotland into the finishing point. Now, her dad, the pilot, he's probably not going to do the full 220, but he's going to jump in at some point and cycle the rest. So he's somebody who saw what the last challenge was like. That was his first time being involved in it. Now wants to get involved to the point where he does some of the crazy physical stuff as well. So I think that goes to show how momentum is, is important. 220 mile, and there's going to be more than just them on there. There's going to be a little group, I think, who are going to cycle with them. The other bit we've got is one of the dads at the club who's an ultra marathon runner. Okay, he's currently running the distance of Hadrian's Wall, I think, as we speak, just for fun. Matthew Shea, he's going to do his longest ever. He's going to do an unknown, so it's going to be his longest ever distance running in. So it won't be like a marathon or something like that. It'll be an ultra or a double marathon, all in one go. So he'll be raising money himself again to go in towards that part. And then I've got Helen Williams wants to do reverse triathlon. So I don't know what the order even is. Cycling, running, one of them. So they're going to do that a different way. So that's already 6 things. We've got 6 different people. I've got the best one I've got is there is a local rugby team who are going to do a 5K on space hoppers. You can't get better than that. That's big burly rugby players on space hoppers. Okay. The more crazy things we can get as their own journey, the bigger it will get. The challenge will be huge. The first one we left it very late to promote. We want to try and get, as soon as we know what's happening with COVID, we want to try and get a date out there so people can work towards it. Okay. So I've got a date I can train for my bit. Matthew Shea, he can train for his running bit. Emily can do it for his cycle bit. Nathan can put on a dress at home. Make sure he's good to go and ready to get into that zone. They have makeup on. Princesses.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
They have makeup on.
They also don't have a beard.
You're not doing it half. Hey! Right, so you can't half. You've got to go full hog, everything, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This will do your nails. Get some nice acrylics.
I'm sure you will.
Right, so that is where we're up to for the first one. So we're going to try and get more people on each Sunday as to what they're doing, but also updates. There will be updates of if there's any other Ollie's Army fundraising to be a part of. We can promote that on here as well. And also give you an update on the funds raised each time for anybody else who's doing anything outside the challenge before it actually happens. So it's all exciting stuff. And that's basically where we're at. So unless, Mike, anything else you want to mention first?
No, I will. I'm going to mention something to you offline to do with your challenge.
Okay, good.
It might interest you, maybe. We'll
okay.
Try and see if we can make it work. If not, we can only but try.
Amazing. I like that. Nathan, anything else?
Nothing.
No, we just put a dress on, aren't you?
He'd be like,
Right, amazing. Hey guys, anybody who's seen this video, please give it a share, tell people about it. Let's try and get into the routine of it. 7 o'clock every Sunday, because you'll find when we get close to the challenge, momentum will go through the roof and it'll build. We're just going to try and do it a little bit sooner. All right? Perfect. Right. I'm going to end it there, people. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tonight and Nathan.